Hi everybody, just wanted to go over some of the MLA formatting basics. If you're getting ready to type up an essay and turn it in and you've been asked to use MLA formatting, this will just help you make sure that you've got all those formatting details in place. So one thing that I would recommend is looking at a sample essay that is in MLA formatting whenever you're writing your own essay, because that way you can kind of look at them side by side and compare and see maybe what you're missing. So I have an essay that I've written about How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, and it's on the web page under the category of writing and essays, and it's my little sample. So it's just to kind of show you all the basics about essay writing plus the formatting. So formatting things. Number one would be the line spacing. So your essay should be evenly double spaced throughout. So there shouldn't be any extra line spaces, before or after the title or in between paragraphs or anything like that. It should just be all evenly double spaced, including the heading. The font should be 12 point, either Times New Roman or Arial. Those are kind of your accepted traditional fonts. And then you have your 4-line heading, which is going to be left justified, as the entire paper is going to be, except for the title. So your 4-line heading is going to start with, on the first line is your full name, and then on the next line is your teacher's name, Mrs. Bessler in this case, or whatever it might be. The third line would be the course that you're in, English 11, English 10. You might want to put the block that you're in. And then on the fourth line would be the date, typically the date that the essay is due, and you need to fully write out the date. So August 31st, 2010. So you don't want to just do the numbers, you want to actually write the date out. On the very next line, you're going to have your title, and the title should be centered on that line. It's the only thing that's centered. And it needs to be capitalized appropriately, like you would capitalize the title of a book or something. Everything's capitalized except for the little words in between, like, A and N and the and that kind of thing. Nothing else about the title should be different, though. It shouldn't be bold. It shouldn't be underlined. It shouldn't be a different font, a bigger font, or anything else. It looks the same as everything else other than it's capitalized and centered. The other thing about the title is it should be creative. So if you're writing about, the novel The Great Gatsby, your title shouldn't be The Great Gatsby, or it shouldn't be Great Gatsby Literary Analysis Essay. You want to come up with something that says what your topic is, but also is creative in some way. You're adding something to it to sort of intrigue the reader. So then the next thing you have is your introduction paragraph. You're going to indent, so you're going to tab over to start that paragraph. Looking for 3 to 5 sentences in length. You're starting from general, you're going more specific. At the end of that, of course, you have your thesis statement with your topic, your opinion, and your 3 divisions, if that's the type of thesis statement you're using. So that's the introduction. And then on the very next line, it would be your first body paragraph. Again, you're indenting each paragraph. If you're using Jane Schaefer, then you know how to go through that format. Page number citations, if you're using citations, say from a book that you read in class, if you have the concrete detail from that book, say it's a quote that you used and you found it on page 27, at the end of that concrete detail that is the quote or the paraphrase or what have you, you'd have parentheses with just the page number in them right before the period. So after the quote, end quotation mark, parentheses with the 27 or whatever it is, and then the period. So that's how that works. So you go through, you have your 3 body paragraphs. Again, there's no extra line spacing. You're indenting each of those. And then you'd have your conclusion paragraph. Conclusion's kind of the mirror opposite of the introduction. It's going to start specific with a restatement of your thesis statement, and then it's going to generalize again. And again, you're looking for 3 to 5 sentences, ending with something more general that kind of extends beyond the topic itself. You will have page number headers. So every page except the first page will have a header at the top. So you go to insert headers, and it'll kind of give you some instructions as to how to do that. If you're not sure how to do that, let me know and I can help you kind of look at how to do that in a Word document. And those are some of the main things. Other things you want to keep in mind, just generally speaking, with essay writing. Obviously, you want to avoid using first person. So you don't want to say, I think, I believe, in my opinion. You also don't want to refer to your essay in your essay. So you don't want to say, in this essay, I will show, or this essay will prove, or this paragraph will explain. So you don't make any references to your essay in your essay. You also want to avoid contractions, so like can't, didn't, won't, that kind of thing. Any type of slang or casual, language, you really want to try to keep a formal tone. So it should be more formal than the way you would speak in conversation with people. We speak pretty casually. But when you're writing, you want it to be at a little bit higher level, a little bit more formal. And sometimes that takes some deliberate effort to go back through and choose words that you can try to find a stronger word, a more sophisticated word for. So that's something you got to train yourself to do. You also want to try to vary your sentence structure. You want to have some longer, more complex sentences, maybe with the use of a semicolon. We talk about that in class. Mixed in with some more simple sentences so that there's some sentence variety. That's an important thing. You want to make sure your tone is appropriate. So your tone, again, should be formal. It shouldn't be, casual or silly or, something like that. So it's formal writing, so your tone should be appropriate for that. So those are some of the main things that you want to think about. Using active voice is also really important. So if you go through and look at all your verbs, you really want to try to eliminate any of the to be verbs. So is, are, was, were, will be, those kinds of things. You want to try to get rid of those as much as possible. So instead of saying, Gatsby is, a fascinating character, you want to say Gatsby possesses, qualities that make him fascinating and memorable. So, it's just stronger if you use that active voice. So those are some of the main things with MLA. And looking at that sample will definitely help you see what it should look like. So I hope this helps. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.